Coming up on a Skin Depth Convo.
Being skin fit and healthy with a glow is what you want. Skin fit. And you're not going to be stuck with one exercise. You're going to be stuck with multiple opportunities because the skin is an organ and it needs to be taken care of and respected. And we have that respect with our formulations. Our skin is definitely the priority for Lira.
This is a show focused on educating and inspiring all those in the skincare and beauty industry. But it is also a show for those looking to improve themselves from the inside out. In each episode, we explore the latest trends, breakthrough technologies, and get expert insights within the dynamic world of skincare and beauty. If you're looking to further your beauty education and nurture your passion, you're in the right place. Renowned experts and hosts Metaxia and Francine aim to educate and inspire through their own experiences and are dedicated to enlightening and empowering enthusiasts and professionals in the realm of skincare and beauty. Join the conversation and the fun with the Skin Depth Convo. Welcome to the Skin Depth Convo. I'm Anna Kagaraikis. When you think of PEELS, corrective skincare comes to mind. The old way of thinking involved skin inflammation, long recovery times, and only specific skin types and conditions benefiting from a peel. But that's not the case anymore. On the last episode, we gave an in-depth or skin depth look into PEELS, exploring how they work and what types of PEELS are best suited for various skin concerns. We also introduced the concept behind Lira Clinical's Smart PEELS and discussed its impact on the global skincare market. Now today we dive deeper, exploring the latest advancements in technology as Lira Clinical continues to innovate, offering products for brighter, healthier, and younger looking skin. And we'll break down the revolutionary exotech powerhouses with none other than our expert hosts, part of the founders of Lira Clinical, Metaxia and Francine Kagaraikis. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on again today. So why did Lira Clinical want to add new PEELS in the first place?
You just said something that just sparked me real quick. You says, when you think of PEELS, you got to think of Lira Smart PEELS, number one. So I believe that our PEELS are so, I would say, smarter, so more advanced than the PEELS of the past. So having this topic today is really very appropriate because we've expanded to even more opportunities with our Smart PEEL collection.
And we continue to, and this is the excitement because Smart PEELS, as we said in the last podcast, are something that we believe in because like smartphones, you need to advance constantly. And we are always looking for the latest technology because it is important to stay ahead of what technology is showing us right now and make sure we deliver it to the professional market so they are able to make sure that they are able to get results on all of their clients.
So here's my question, though. We're going to go break down all three of the new PEELS that you just came out with right now. But let's talk about the old ones. Are the tried and true PEELS that people have been using all these years, are they out or what's the latest with those?
Well, it's important to understand that PEELS and modalities or modality PEELS, whichever, they're very similar that way, but they have functions, they have benefits. So our PEEL collection is definitely the standard in the industry with the AHAs, the BHAs, the chemicals, and the retinols. We have standard with advanced formulations. What we've learned now is that there is a couple more opportunities to deliver something different to add to our collection, which was really exciting. You want to be progressive. You want to learn what's out there, and it's changing. And Lira is part of the change and part of the future of where the aesthetic market's going. PEELS are just a whole staple in our industry, and we have more to offer because of the technology.
And Lira Clinical began with change. In 2010, when we added plant stem cells, we began with the change the first time we introduced new formulas with plant stem cell technology. It was all about dealing with the skin, getting the repair in, feeding those cells as you are doing skin exfoliation. So we began with that philosophy. We also continued in 2013 with VitaBright, where we were able to plump the skin up, deal with compromised skin, use our phenomenal mastiha in that peel, and make sure we get results that particular day. And then a few years ago, we were very, very excited to introduce the Pure Peel with a new acetic acid, which again changed the market because we were dealing with exfoliation in, again, a different way. So as we continue to do research and development, which we look all over the world for the latest and the greatest, we are very excited that we are now introducing 3 new revolutionized peels for the aesthetic market.
What really caught our attention is really going through the carboxylic families and trying to see what's new with the carboxylic group of acids. And for us to come up with a Shikimic was so unique because we want to go in and we want to have less inflammation. And Shikimic was something that we didn't have in our collection and have the opportunity to go in as deep as a glycolic. What was the number, Fran, between the percentage of glycolic versus Shikimic?
5% of Shikimic is equivalent to 50% of glycolic with less inflammation. So you're able to see that you're getting an active acid with less of the issues that we were dealing with in the past, more inflammation, dryness, all of this.
And it's important that photosensitivity was something that we had to be aware of. The fact that we go in with less inflammation and less risk to the melanocytes is so cool for acne, for example, because acne skin or skin conditions cause the skin to be sensitive. It was compromised. And the fact that we could go in with less inflammation with a whole new set of benefits, I think it's just, like she said, revolutionary to our industry.
And we are looking at the Shikimic acid is great for fungal acne. And we're finding great results with this particular peel because we're seeing a huge difference. But we also had to put a little bit of Lira into it. So we did add a percentage of glycolic and lactic and also mandelic in this peel because it does give it that little clinical boost that Lira is always looking for, because we always need to make it just a little more, but the right formulation to get those results and be able to use it with all skin conditions. But we are seeing great results, especially with acne.
We like to lyrify everything we touch.
Yep,
yes,
that's the magic.
Yeah, that's the magic. Labs will give you all kinds of data and all kinds of information, but it's really when you have prototypes and you play with them and you make it lyrify, what you're doing is advancing the formulas. And that's what we're really, like you said, Fran, we started with the peels. We're known for the peels. Smart peels is a name that we hear all over the globe now, because what is a smart peel with a definition of what we are doing? We're not going in and just treating one condition. We're treating the health of the skin, and to have less inflammation, to have benefits that we didn't have before. I think we're just always on that mark.
We have to remind people certain parts, because Lira is now global, there's certain parts of the world that are not allowed to use more than 2% salicylic, or they're not able to use resorcinol. So salicylic and Gesner peels were made especially for acne. And now they're going to be able to use the Shikimic acid. So it's a great opportunity for those countries that are not using salicylic acid.
It's funny, Gesner was put together over 120 years ago almost. And it was put together because we didn't have the advancements. We used the 14% salicylic, the 14% lactic, and the 14% resorcinol. They didn't have the opportunity to use glycolic because it really wasn't known then until the late 70s. But the fact that we use Shikimic with the actual glycolic and lactic, we're bringing today's newest ingredients and acids and bringing it into with technology that we learned from the past to have the advancements that's necessary with peels.
These are smart peels. They're in the
Yes.
smart peel collection. So Shikimic will be able to be boosted and be part of the GPS system, and we will be able to actually do so many different things using the Shikimic acid with our existing peels.
Which I love, because now you're giving people options. You're giving people different options of different things to use. We kind of talked about this a little off air before, just the idea of when you're doing a workout and, all of a sudden you're trying different workouts. You're trying yoga one day. You're trying to go running one day. You can't do the same thing every day, or else, your body gets used to it and it doesn't work anymore. So same idea, where you sometimes need to change up the products, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Being skin fit and healthy with a glow is what you want. Skin fit. And you're not going to be stuck with one exercise. You're going to be stuck with multiple opportunities, because the skin is an organ and it needs to be taken care of and respected. And we have that respect with our formulations. Our skin is definitely the priority for Lira.
Well, just like you have an exercise coach that's able to customize what you need, you're doing the same thing with the skin. You need to customize. Not everybody reacts to the same acid. We all react a little differently. We brought this up in multiple podcasts where Metaxia does very well with glycolic, but I don't do well with glycolic. I do better with lactic acid. So there's certain treatments we both, do not experience the same effects. So you do need to customize it to what you need for your particular skin type and whatever skin condition that we're dealing with.
And that's where your skincare professional is so crucial. They are your fitness coach. They are your skin fit coach. I love this. Well, you talked about acid. Let's talk about a new one. Let's talk about mandelic acid. What is that?
Can I jump in, Fran? I'm excited.
Of course. What's new about you being excited? Okay.
What's exciting is that everybody loved Mandelic. We heard them. We go all over the world and we ask questions to these professionals, and Mandelic was such a key word to PEELS. And we have Mandelic, but we have the opportunity to take 30% Mandelic and deliver it deeper into the epidermis without altering the pH. And for me, that is stubborn melasma. That is not going in and causing the alarm system to go off with the melanocytes. And, Mandelic gives us so many different benefits at 30%. Just imagine. And I am so excited because I'll tell you, when we talk about Mandelic and we just launched these peels, the first one that's selling off the chart was a Mandelic because people really wanted it, and we delivered Mandelic in such a unique way. And the liposalvation, you like to elaborate your stories, but I have to tell you, for me, it's just going into the skin without altering the pH and not having any sensitivities and having it work right within the epidermis.
Right, and Metaxia is right on that. Mandelic has always been a favorite because it's not too harsh on the skin, but it does deliver results and is great for brightening the skin. Our VitaBright had that, and it was great in our VitaBright, and we've actually used parts of Mandelic in a lot of our products at the same time. So as a favorite, what we found is there's a new technology on the market now called liposalvation. And what is very important is what makes skin healthy is when your barrier is intact. Hydration is very important because when your skin is hydrated, it's a protection barrier. It helps us against oxidative stress. It helps us against UV rays. It also helps us against HEV. It is important to keep your barrier intact, to keep the immune part of your skin intact and calm down inflammation. So it is important to keep the barrier intact. But in clinical skincare, you still have to get in there and do some correction. So the key here is now we're able to offer 2 customized, unique, revolutionary peels with liposalvation. And this is peeling with lipids. It is actually very important because we convert the bioactive into a lipophilic agent. And it goes and delivers the mandelic acid into the skin without disrupting the stratum corneum. So it is actually plumping up your skin as you are delivering brightening benefits to the skin. So this, and as Metaxia said, the pH is not lowered. So we're keeping the barrier intact and doing correction. This is the first step to more and more treatments that are showing that the health of the skin is so very important, and we can deliver clinical results and while keeping the barrier intact. So this is so very exciting to be able to introduce this into the aesthetic market.
Wonderful. I mean, this is really exciting. So that liposalvation is a delivery system, correct?
Yes, absolutely. And we actually call it Exotech. What we did is when we are doing trainings, we call about the epidermis. Epi means upon. So the epidermis is the skin that is upon the true skin, which is the dermis. So it is the barrier that protects the true skin. And this is what estheticians work on. And also when you're dealing with medical, like doctors and nurses at the same time, you do need to take care of the epidermis to get the benefits that you need. We were looking for a name for these particular peels, and Exotech is what we came up with, Exotech Mandelic, because exo means outside, of course, in Greek, which Metaxia absolutely loved. So Exotech is about dealing with technology on the outer layer of the skin. So our Exotech Mandelic delivers Mandelic, but also plumps up the skin with lipid technology.
Our peels have always been based on delivery. To have a whole delivery system that goes in without disrupting the stratum corneum or the upmost layer of the epidermis is so cool. Not that the other ones don't matter. They all matter because now you're breaking down the modalities to the functions and what the skin needs. You can do the lactic peels. Our lactic clear is fantastic. But altering that exercise, like you're saying, keeping the skin fit and incorporating the Exo Mandelic is such a good combination. What we've learned is that one peel is not enough to do everything. We need that excitement. The skin cells need to be excited in a way that they're always responding. So having that choice and having these available different modalities is so cool to our professionals in the skincare market.
Well, this is really exciting. I love how popular the mandelic acid is, but now there's also a third peel that just came out, the retinoids peel. Can you explain what that is and what the craze is all about?
I think for us, using retinols for a seal or a standalone peel, they were the ones that sat on top of the skin and actually refined, help peel, help seal treatments. To have the ability with the Exo technology, like Francine said, with the Mandelic, we're going into the epidermis nice and smooth with the liposalvation and not sealing, but actually delivering the many different types of retinols into the skin in a totally different delivery system. Retinol just sits and it processes, and there's some delivery, but to deliver it this unique way and having it not just a standalone peel, but having it as a very functional ingredient with how many different parts of retinols do we have in this peel, Fran?
Four.
Wow.
We have 4 different types, one being also a peptide. Retinoids are very, very popular around the world because of their great benefit of brightening and rebuilding. And to be able to deliver the new retinoids into the market through this liposalvation is very exciting for us. And we are going to be able to take these liposalvation peels and incorporate them in the whole Smart Peel collection.
It's like the transepidermal when they put a patch on and all of a sudden it takes and it gets into the skin slowly. This really, without altering the pH, it's allowing these ingredients, these active ingredients to get into the skin in a really cool way. So it's really nice because what we're doing is we're offering a lot more opportunities to come in sooner because you're really not disrupting and having time to heal. You're going in there and causing that reaction, that benefit right away without disrupting in any kind of heal time after. So for me, this is so new. And, we were in the position that it's changing. Our skincare specialists are changing. We're learning that the health of someone's skin is more valuable than just sometimes the treatment. When you have healthy skin, like Francine said earlier, healthy skin means youthful skin, means skin that has a glow and it's functioning at its proper state. So I'm a peeler and I believe in these peels like no other, but to have my hands on something new and exciting, it's incredible for me as one of the owners. I am so proud of Lira and what they've done to the market with these peels.
And we are looking to be able to deliver now peels with volumizing your skin and hydrating your skin in the same treatment. This is so unique in what we say peels. I mean, what people... When they say peels, they sit back and they're thinking they're going to shed. There's a lot of peeling going on of the outer layers of the skin. We are now getting that correction and volumizing the skin in the same treatment. And this is what helps the skin look healthy and younger. This type of technology is going to grow, and Lira will be making sure that we do deliver it.
No, we just came back from a class in Southern California, and we talked with a lot of the attendees there, and they're looking for something that's safer, but with a result. They're looking that, we're talking about the barrier so much in our industry right now. So we're answering some of the questions with Mandelic, with the barrier functions, with understanding that you are using peels on a regular basis. It's not just treating a condition. You're using peels to prevent, you're using peels to maintain, you're using peels to correct, but you're using peels to assist some of the medical stuff they're doing, the lasers and Botox and derma fillers. That epidermis on top of the dermis that they're working on has to be plump and has a glow, and we can do that and maintain these results longer because of what we have in our hands today.
Well, one skin condition especially is acne. What we're looking at with acne is a lot of people who have pustules, what they use is benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl peroxide is very harsh on the skin. I mean, we have benzoyl peroxide, but we also, again, use a healing peptide delivery system, a special peptide that protects the barrier as it delivers the actives. Even the philosophy with our acne, it's very important that the barrier stay intact as best as possible. So now we are able to deliver peels for acne that really do help with the Shikimic and the Exo Mandelic or the Exo Retinoid that plump up the skin and help restore skin for acne sufferers. Because a lot of the times around the perioral area, there's a lot more inflammation, but you still need to peel them. But this way we are able to peel them without lowering the pH and again, repairing the barrier and getting results for acne.
Well, so don't a couple of these also peel without peeling?
Well, that's the whole thing, what she just said, peels.
Yeah.
Peels, the word has really changed. Peels can be just something that actually kind of stimulates, corrects without the peeling.
Without the whole shedding of the skin.
Yeah.
But peels, the word peels is, if you take it away, they don't think they're efficient. So the peels, we're saying peels in a way that there's many different ways you can peel without peeling. So that's where it's important, because what we do clinically is to go into the epidermis, and that's what's considered peels, going into the epidermis a little bit deeper than what you do in home care and home treatments. We're actually going in there and communicating with the epidermis and getting a result and maintaining it with home care and home treatments. So the communication is what we consider peels to be, a communicator in the skin and the skin cells. So it really has changed. It's not the peeling that you're going to get, it's the results that you're going to get.
But the other thing we have to remind people, with Lira Clinical, you can do more progressive treatments as needed. The key here is to take a peel and make sure you're using it in a way where you customize it to what the client or the patient needs. So you can take any of these peels and you can make it even more progressive as needed. And that's a key part here, that we have to remember that we customize it. Sometimes you need more, sometimes you need less, and we're able to deliver both.
It also helps with recovery time, right?
Yeah. If you want to peel, if you're going for that peeling effect, we have no problem to get that. But it's something, like she says, is not as necessary to get the results, because the formulations are giving you many benefits that we didn't have before. So yes, we could go progressive is what we want. We can do aggressive if we want to, with the right safety net around us. But yeah, we have the full range of peels modalities in the industry that can do whatever you want at a cost that's very important to understand, because we don't have a peel per condition. We have our smart peels that do multiple things on a regular basis. So you will always have something interesting to do in your back bar.
And you have to remind people, if you're going to go progressive to aggressive, because that's what the skin needs, you're going to need the Exotech peels after for maintenance, because now that you went a little more progressive with some aggressive treatments, you're going to need to repair the skin barrier. So now for maintenance, you're going to be using these new Exotech peels, because now we're repairing the barrier as we're still trying to get those results.
And she says too, sometimes these laser centers, which we're finding, we work with a lot of the MediSpa laser centers. When you're going in there to resurface or to use a little bit more of aggressive lasers, you want to have something that will fit and go on top of the skin, working down from top to bottom, instead of having more of that risk. So these peels are designed for many different things that we didn't before, because you would have a timeout period to heal the skin. We don't need a timeout period. We can use these products right away, these peels, these 2 Exo peels right away, because the skin will be plumped up right away. We're feeding the skin with the lipids, which is really cool.
I love this. So it's all maintenance, and also prevention is the key right now with a lot of these peels now. It's no longer just correction.
And you have to remind people, when they go home, they need the Exotech technology. They're going to need this, because we also have hydroxysomes, which fall under Exotech. We also have the liposalvation, which are these peels. And we also have exosomes that also fall under this, because we deliver lipids and we deliver proteins and nucleic acids with the exosomes, and we also deliver phospholipids. So this technology is also in products where you're going to do home treatments and home care, because once you jump started in clinic, you need to continue it at home to get the results that you need.
Okay, so are there any certain products that you do recommend? I mean, you kind of hit up on it a little bit, but are there any certain products you like to pair specifically with any of these peels?
Absolutely. Pro Retinol Plus is a big one, because that is an Exotech delivery that has hydroxysomes. You're always going to need Pro Light and Pro Bright, because they're very, very important to manage melanin. And of course, our BBs are phospholipids.
I could tell you, when we go in, especially with the pure peel, which gives you a visual, you put those BBs on, the phospholipids are actually going in and healing and helping that skin. And which is important, because again, the functions of the epidermis, once disrupted, becomes, there's inflammation, and we're avoiding this inflammation. And our BBs are like no other BBs in the industry, because they're dealing with that mesh, that breathable mesh, so the skin feels assured. So for me, going in with, more of a intent and using the BBs to kind of help me with that phospholipid delivery is really cool. So cool.
And it does. The BBs are phenomenal, because they do help allow the skin to breathe post-treatment, but at the same time give you that barrier protection and SPF. which is very, very important with
30.
peptide technology and plant
30.
stem cell technology. And we actually use the BBs when we're doing studio classes, PEEL classes, or purely clinical, because a lot of the time some of the treatments, some of our people get a little more erythema, and we want to make sure they look great before they leave. So they use the BBs and they get great results.
Yeah, great protection, and they look all fresh right afterwards and everything too, and they look their best. I mean, you guys have done it again. Lira Clinical has done it again. More innovative products, just absolutely wonderful. You keep getting better and better, but the existing peels that we've had already in the back bar are still wonderful. Before we go, how do these new peels work with the existing peels?
It's expanding the collection, having better and better opportunities to treat constantly with the peels and using them on a regular basis so the skin is fit. We want the skin to be skin fit.
And you use them the same way you use the other ones. We do put them together. We do different peels in the same treatment, and these fit right into it, and we're getting results every day. And especially when your client or patient walks in, you want results that day.
Love it. All right. So before we go, we've mentioned the 3 new peels, but kind of list off the peels again so if people want more information. These are our products of the week. So talk about the new peels, list the 3 peels and what they are and where people can find them.
Shikimic Plus, the carboxylic new family member. We have the Exo Mandelic, and we have the Exo Retinoid, which I think is, the 3 are just so unique, so revolutionary to Lira's and expanding our Lira peel collection. We're not stagnant. We have so many opportunities to play and exercise the skin and keep the skin healthy.
As a line that really does focus a lot on the peels and clinical treatments and clinical results, we are very proud and happy to be able to deliver the first liposalvation peels into the market. And we are all about getting those results, but healthy skin is very important. Inflammation, oxidation, all of this is important, but to make sure you have that wonderful, healthy glow. So we are very happy to be introducing the Exotech peels along with our shikimic acid.
Wonderful. Well, thank you both again so much for a lot of great information. If you have any questions for Fran and Metaxia, you can email your questions to info@skindepthconvo.com. That's info@skindepthconvo.com. And remember to subscribe and rate a Skin Depth Convo on Apple Podcasts or any of your other favorite directories where you listen to the podcast, like maybe Spotify. But let us know how you like the show. And 5 stars, always helpful, definitely. And don't forget to also follow all our social media channels at Skin Depth Convo. And that's going to do it for us today. For all of us at a Skin Depth Convo, I'm Anna Kagarakis, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This podcast is brought to you by Lira Clinical and the award-winning Mystique Illuminating Beauty Oil. Mystique Beauty Oil's amazing skin-friendly hydration delivers potent antioxidants and anti-inflammatories with Lira Clinical's exclusive Mass Tech brightening technology. This luxury oil blend is infused with vitamin C for a clean, dry finish on the skin. Use by itself or add to your favorite hydrator. Beauty oil delivers your glow and go look. Contact your local Lira retailer for additional information at liraclinical.com.